So, welcome back to the HLU Podcast. Today we got a special episode. We got some guests in the house. We got Claudia, we got Anna from the V Podcast, the Work in Progress podcast, which stands for growth and change. And yeah, I thought that resonates perfectly with my message. And let's collaborate. Let's invite them to the to this podcast.
It's jazz. I came a long way, been through it all. But let me take it back once more. There's a lot that you didn't know, that I didn't even know myself. There's a lot that I gotta show, so we can grow.
How are you guys? How are you?
Good.
Good. Very excited to be here with you today.
Very happy, yes.
Yeah. Me too. I think it's gonna be a special episode. And I think we already met in the Misha and mine meditation and sound healing journey that we did, right? Yeah, that was a
And it
really
was
cool experience.
wonderful. That was wonderful, by the way. And I recommend, and I'm hoping you guys do another one. And
I
maybe when
think
Claudia is here in Portugal, so she can attend
I was
also.
going to say that. Yes, I definitely need to go to one
yeah,
when I'm
yeah, yeah.
around.
You need to come.
Yeah.
We still need to plan another one. I see Misha's doing a lot of his thing right now. He's going places with his things, but I think we also need to bring him onto this podcast over here as well.
You
I
know,
want to
you,
have him
you
on
know
here.
that we already invited him to our podcast. We already recorded him.
He's
Ah,
our
nice.
Yeah,
next episode coming in January, so he'll
Oh,
open the year
nice.
for
Yeah.
us.
yeah.
Nice. Okay. Super cool. Super cool.
Yeah.
So, Claudia, we met through Anna and talking
Yeah.
about preparing this episode. Yeah, I think it's we are sharing a vibe. I think we're all on the similar vibe here. Yeah, I think it's gonna be great.
Yeah, 100%. We were so happy when you reached out, and then when we had our first chat, we could see like straight away that we were, on
And
the
I'm
same
thankful.
wavelength. So
Yeah. Right. Yeah. When things are resonating, it's just we have to do it. We have to do it. Don't
yes,
talk.
100%.
Not to dwell on it for too long. Yeah, all
Mm.
right, nice. But the question is, how did you meet? How did you two meet?
You need to tell this story because Anita, I know this story because Anita remembered it. She tells me all the time, and then I was like, okay, yeah, I remember that day. But it was, yeah, it's her story, I think, to tell.
Yeah. So it was my first day in university. And the context it was a little bit odd for me because I was a student that entered in the second phase. I don't know if you guys, I don't know if in your country is the same, but Jesse here we have a first phase when the students go and enter the university, and then we have a second phase. And I entered in the second phase where people already at that part of, I don't know how to say it in English, Claudia, praxe.
Yeah, like the freshman, like when you
Ah,
do like the
okay.
celabrations of freshman year.
Yeah, so all
Uh-huh.
that part was gone. Everyone knew each other, and I was the last girl to arrive to the university in our class. So I was very shy. I was 18. I was like a baby. I was very happy to go to the university, but when I arrived there, I was so nervous, and I'm going to share. God is already laughing because when I entered, just for you to see how naive I was. I thought that in university you had also the ringing the bell when you're going to, okay, it's time to go to the class, ring ring ring. And I thought in university we had also that. So my first question to a young girl that was there when I arrived, I asked her if did it ring already? And she looked at me. We are in the university. Here it doesn't ring. And oh my God, I want to go home. So I was very nervous. But then when I entered in the classroom, I remember there we had two colleagues of ours there, and they too were not very nice with me, and I just thought to myself, I'm going to give up. I'm going home. This is not for me. Just for you to understand how the first impact in a new place can be for you. It can be traumatizing. And for me, until that point, until I met Claudia, it was traumatizing. Then I think I went to the bathroom. I think that I did some reading, I don't know. And then I came back again. And when I arrived, I saw Claudia uh, in the end of the room. And she was like with a light around her and with a big smile. She looked at me and I think that she felt the desperation in me. And she said, oh, why are you new here? And I said, someone smiling, someone nice. Come and sit with me. I'm Claudia. How are you? Is this your first day? What do you need? I can help you with the first classes. I can give you my notes. And I think that right there we clicked right away. I think that our energy just, okay, this girl is going to be with me for life. I had that feeling. And around 25 years, it was
Yeah.
25.
Yeah, let's not
I was
count exactly numbers, but yeah.
So 25 years after, we are still together. She is one of my best friends. And even
nice.
when Claudia she moved to London some years ago, we always keep in touch. And she knows everything about me. She's my kind of girl. She's my ride or die. She's amazing. She's an amazing person, as you already know.
That is so
That's super
cute.
cool. That's super cool. That's the kind of friendships that we want to have. If it clicks, you want to hang on to that. And yeah,
It
yeah,
was
that,
very nice for me because if it wasn't for her, I probably had one of the worst days in my life in that day because everything was new for me. I was so shy, so naive. So it's super important when you notice that someone needs your help. Sometimes it's not even your
hmm
help; it's just a smile, just asking, "Are you okay? Can I do something to help you?" This can be priceless in someone's life, and for me, it was in that day.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah, and it was amazing for me. I mean, I didn't remember this story in the way that Anita tells it because for her it was such a, an important moment. And for me, it was like I saw her and she looked a little lost and I was like, okay, that's me, that's my personality. And, but the way she tells, like, I was sitting and there was some lights, that was
Yeah,
just
yeah,
because there was
but it
big
was.
it was big windows in the rooms and I was against the window. That's why there was light. It's not, you know what I mean? But I love when like she tells this story in such a, in such a happy way, and it really signifies, our friendship, and the birth of our friendship really was at that moment. So yeah, it
That's
was really
nice. That's
nice.
that's really cool. Yeah, I think, yeah, like I already said, I think friendships like this we need to appreciate. I also have
Yeah.
two of those kind of friendships where it's like not even friendship anymore, it's family because
Yes.
it's been so many years, decades, and we know everything about each other. And I think this is the thing that we should really
Yeah.
cherish and hold close to
Yeah.
Yeah.
us because
I
yeah.
always say that Anita is my other sister because Anita's birthday is on the same birthday as my sister.
Oh
So
wow.
yeah,
Your
Okay.
birthday on the same day as my father.
You
So
so
see?
yeah,
it was meant to be.
See, yeah, yeah, right, right.
yeah, it was.
Synchronicities.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Nice.
definitely.
Yeah. So, and then you decided to start the podcast. How did that
Oh,
came to
it
be?
was 20 years after, more than 20 years. We had no idea. I don't know. We've been through a lot. In the meantime, Claudia, went to London. We had children. We
hmm
got married. Um, a lot of things happens. We changed career several times. Um, and I think that the idea from the for the podcast, it was because me and Claudia and Marisa, she's another sister of us. She's wonderful. You need to meet her also.
Also from
Um,
uni,
yeah,
Also
also
from?
family.
from
Family.
university. So it was the
Okay.
three of us.
Family.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And we decided to create a group with the three of us, and we start sharing a lot. And I think that the idea came from the fact that when I was sharing something, I knew that I was helping Claudia and Marisa with something. When they were sharing something, they knew that they were helping me with something. And then, more particularly, I think that around three years ago, we started to question a little bit more things. Normally, I don't like to call it awakening, because I don't think it was something that, okay, I woke up, oh, now I
Yeah.
want to think
Uh-huh.
differently. I don't think that's how it happens, even though I think that for some people it's like that. But we started to questioning a lot of things and starting to okay, I'm feeling this. Are you guys feeling this the same way? Okay, no, but we start doing some research. We read something and then we share with in the group. We go through a situation and then we share in the group. Then okay, I heard about this author, or did you hear this podcast, or listen to this music? The message is so powerful. And then I think that this profound conversations, so to say, because we speak a lot by audio in WhatsApp.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We
Me
are the
too.
kind of girls where we do podcasts.
We were already doing the podcast.
You're already doing the podcast via WhatsApp audio.
Yes, 100%.
And then sharing so much, and we understood that we're doing so good things for each other. And then it was Claudia that she was the one that really
Initiated.
spoken.
Yeah.
Okay, we do this. Why don't we do a podcast? I think that we can also help other people or inspire other people, or even invite people to start questioning some things, because we knew it was helpful for us. So we knew that maybe for other people it could be. But I know, Claudia, it was your idea. So
No,
do you
but
want?
you're right. I mean, it's exactly like you're saying. My perspective is, yes, of course, we always been connected, and that WhatsApp group was almost like our therapy group, because we were helping each other. And maybe I was reading about something, and then I was like, oh, maybe you're going through this. Maybe this is the perspective that you need to look at. So we were kind of like helping each other with these conversations. And then for me, it was the podcast came as I started in this like awakening, as Anita said. For me as well, it wasn't one day to the other. It was like a gradual thing.
Yeah.
And I wanted to do something that gave me joy. And one of the things that I do like to do is to talk with people and ask questions. I'm very curious. So, I want to know about people's stories, and I want to get inspired by their stories. And so because we were already doing a little bit of that in the WhatsApp group, I said, okay, why don't we do this? And for me and Anita was the right time. Marisa she just had a baby, so it was not the right time for her. So we just decided to go ahead and do the podcast. And the objective is, as Anita was saying, literally just, maybe spark conversations that will, invite people to question things, or to go on a journey, or to read a book, or to create something of their own, just to inspire and make people think, and just not
Yeah.
being
Yeah.
in the rat's wheel all the time. That
Right.
is
Right. I
kind of
think
like our objective, I think.
nice. Yeah, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. I think I really appreciate and I wanna share the vibe, and I appreciate when I come across people that are on the same frequency like this, and
Yeah.
want to inspire and motivate and ignite something in other people. And I think in this day in life, or day and age, um, we have to take people on a journey to them to find out about their passions and everything. Because in
Yeah.
this system, it can get kind of, rigid everything. And
Yes.
I think, yeah, it
That is
doesn't
the
have to do.
problem.
That's the problem, right? Right.
Yeah,
And you are,
because we get, sorry, but we
yeah.
just get stuck in having, I have to do this, I have to
Mhm.
achieve that. It's like all it's nothing is just because I want to have fun or just because I want to enjoy what I do. And what we want is to invite those emotions that are positive, joy and happiness and silliness. And that's what we want to do, because that's when we are at our happiest. And we have to have both in our life, right? We also have the
Right.
seriousness and, I don't know, more concentrated and focused and part of our lives. But we also need the joy. And I think that's a balance, like everything.
Right, right. Yeah, I agree with you. And also, I think that also comes because of both of your backgrounds. Claudia, you are in a strong corporate career, and you want to bring more the passion in your life, I guess, what I understand. Maybe you can tell us more about that.
Yeah, I mean, I was, my career was mostly within marketing, so insights, research, etc. So always, again, within marketing, but asking the questions, understanding behaviors, consumer behavior, and, shaping the marketing message to that consumer, right? So it was always, there was always underneath a curiosity about people and human behavior for me. And I think in the last year, what I've done is I've moved a little bit away from corporate. I'm not in the rigid, 9 to 5, let's say, because I'm doing some corporate work, but on a freelance level. And I've also trained as a coach, so I'm a trauma-informed coach. And I'm delivering workshops to help. Basically, what I want to do is to help workplaces become better places to work. When trauma informed is all about understanding the nervous system, understanding how you move from reaction to response, right? It's all about understanding the neuroscience behind your behaviors, which is quite complex, but the effect is really, really powerful. And so I'm kind of like learning this new phase of my life, because it's freelance, doing 2 different things. I have to kind of like, jump wearing one hat at one moment and then another one at another. There's uncertainty because I was used to have like the paycheck coming, every month and not worrying about it. And now it's a different dynamic. So all of that I have been navigating. And it's interesting. Like we are definitely a work in progress, right? And I've learned all these years so many things, and I still have so much to learn. And we were just talking about it before, actually, this call, that, the more I read, the more I learn, the more I know that I know nothing. Because
Yeah, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, the
it's
this famous
crazy.
quote.
It's crazy. But yeah, that's kind of like my background and where I'm at the moment. I don't know where this is going to take me, but I'm excited. The one thing that I'm making sure that I'm doing is focusing like on these things, which for me are serious and really, I really love my job. I continue to love to understand brands and people, but I also want to help workplaces and people become a better version of themselves. But at the same time, I need to take care of myself. So I keep going to yoga. I keep, doing my meditations. I take my baths. All of the things that bring me joy. I travel. I'm with my friends. I do all of the things that give me those positive emotions that I was talking about. The podcast is another big, big source of joy for me. So it's important to have the balance.
Yeah, it's very important. I agree, 100%.
Oh my
And
God,
that's
I
why,
have come so much the things that you said, you and Jesse. Okay, to start with the podcast again and following what I'm sorry, guys. Take a
no
zip of
problem.
tea.
Let's all
Too
do
much
it.
talking, too much
Let's
talking.
all do
Yeah,
it.
that's one of the things. Yeah, you already understood that we talk a lot and we like to talk a lot.
But that's perfect in these kind of environments, right? Doing
And
podcasts.
you know that people always say to you, and I agree fully with Claudia. You need to do things that brings you joy. And I'm very grateful for the corporate job that I have. I work in IT, in project management in IT, in the big company. and I'm very grateful for this job. It's a very good job. It's a very good company, and especially I have very good colleagues. So the team spirit is very cohesive and it's very fun, and still responsible. But then I start questioning. Okay, but this does not fulfill me in terms of my passion. And then I start questioning also, what do I like to do? And I like to communicate with people. I like to share ideas with people. I like to, grab some ideas from here and then from here, and then try to mix it and try to bring some sense to it. And it's kind of what I do more technically, but it's kind of what I do in my position in my job. But I needed something that would give me more joy. Also, as Claudia was saying, something that could bring me alive and that could have also, so to say, a purpose, not like a purpose of life, but a purpose for me to be here and to want to wake up with a smile in my face. Things that you feel in your core. Okay, this is fun. This is good. This is inspiring. Like what we are doing today. So the podcast just came like, okay, this is perfect because I'm going to do something that I love with one of my best friends, so family, and I'm kind of in my element, even though I don't have any experience in podcasts besides of hearing them. But it's a place where I
That's how it
feel,
starts, right?
yes, yeah, exactly. That's a space where I feel myself, and with that, I would like also to. I think it's very linked with the part of the authenticity. That is something that is now for me something that a word that keeps coming to me.
Yeah,
Okay,
same.
why am I doing this? Am I doing this because my parents told me, my husband told me, my kids, my boss, my society told me? And when you start questioning things, you start to do those questions. Okay, but why do I behave like this? I don't even feel good doing this. Why do I do this? And I think that these questions that you do to yourself, sometimes you don't have the answer right away, but I think that they kind of marinate and you start doing the job, the inner job, and you say, okay, I'm doing this because when I was a little girl, I had a situation and then I thought that this was the good girl behave, so I need to do this. Okay, so I start to deconstruct that and start to doing things on my way, not on a disrespectful way for others, but especially not being disrespectful for myself, because sometimes I did it just because it was the nice girl behavior.
And to fit in, right?
Yeah.
Something to
And
fit
I
in.
think that authenticity nowadays is something that for me is key. It's key. At least I need to do the question, why am I doing this?
Yeah.
Am I aligned? Is this meaningful for me? Is this good for me, or is it good for others? Or it's good just for others? Sometimes it's good just for others and it's not good for you.
Not for yeah. Don't forget about yourself, right?
Yeah.
And authenticity is what they say, the highest frequency, like really knowing yourself and knowing that you don't need to prove anything, that you can do everything that you put
Exactly.
your mind to, knowing who you are, the whole self-discovery. I think it's a huge part of, and also when you are your true self, you invite so many miracles, how so to say, in your life because you vibe from that frequency, how you
Yeah.
really are, right? You don't pretend to be somebody else, and
100%.
yeah,
Yeah.
right. I
I
Yeah,
think
agree.
that
but sometimes people think that you are crazy. Why is
Yeah.
she
yeah,
doing that? She
but
never did
but
that.
those people you don't want in your life
Yes.
anyway,
Yeah.
right? You
I actually had a kind of epiphany in the last week about that because I've been to a couple of events and meeting people that I haven't seen like in 3-4 years. And then I have been doing this experiment of being completely myself, right? No walls, no filters, no anything. I'm just, it it can, like, I'm very aware that some people might think, oh, she's crazy, right? It's all talking about love and joy and, making the world a better place.
Vibrations.
Right. But I went on and did the experiment. And what I realized is that, one, I was a lot happier, right? Because I was just being myself and not really worrying about what other people were thinking. I also didn't really, I was not so worried about other people were thinking. And that's maybe because the work that I've been doing, to get to here. But then the most amazing thing happened was that the people that really vibed in the same frequency came so close to me, and I built such great connections, right? And the others that didn't, they just went away. You know what I mean? Like, and that's fine.
Hmm.
I didn't also, I was not looking for validation, so that also didn't matter when they went away, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's a thing about the two halves. But yeah, that's definitely something that I used to struggle a lot. Is I would hide this part of me that's very sensitive, that's very in touch with my emotions, because I thought people would, be uncomfortable around me or think that I was crazy or too needy or whatever,
Mm.
they say
Yes, yes.
about people with very sensitive. And now I don't. I really don't care. But again, like, it comes with a lot of hindsight. It comes with a lot of, I wish I had the strength to have done this before, because I'm much happier now just being
Hmm.
myself, right?
This
Uh,
is sorry, don't mean to interrupt you.
no, no,
But
no.
yeah, I think yeah that this is the thing that when I was still living in Munich, now I live in Lisbon, that's how we connected, right? And when I was still living in Munich and I was doing these things, and starting another job in already in doing the music things and in the music business and everything, but already starting another job and another training because I thought that I didn't think I just expected I need to do this so my family can have a good, mm, how do you say, so they are happy to for me to do what
Hmm.
I do because the music is always this thing. It's not really um, reliable, when it comes to financials.
Yeah.
And I thought that my family expect a certain thing that I do. So I started another job working in an agency. So I had three jobs with including the music thing in that time. And I was at some point I was just and then was this older woman who was looking at my colleague and screaming at my colleague, talking about me. Why did he do this? And I was just sitting right behind her, but she didn't see that I was there. And then, and then she was talking like, why did he
Like, you
do
weren't
this?
there.
And how can we let this happen? Da, 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 da. What is this behavior? I've never been to an environment where people scream at each other or scream or talk badly about about somebody who is not there or even this whole environment. They were all artists, but
Mm.
if this are the artists here, then I don't want to be here. If
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I
if
don't
you
want to be
guys are
around.
like this, right?
It's
What?
not an environment that you
Uh,
want to be
uh-huh.
in.
Yeah,
And some things happened after, and I just realized, why am I doing this anyway? Why am I here? Why am I here?
Yeah.
And I was like in this almost kind of depression, and then I just realized I wanted to move out of Germany for so long. Why am I still in this country? Why am I still um, now in this other job that I don't really are not passionate about?
Yeah.
And yeah, and that's what made me go out of Germany. In a matter of 2 weeks, I was out of the country. I told my family, look, this is what it is. This is not what I want to do. I'm gonna live my life now, and that's it. And 2 weeks after, I was in Portugal.
yeah,
But
you were not doing the questions. You were performing like a kind of a script
Say it
that
again.
was even
Ah,
written
yeah,
by
yeah,
you.
yeah.
This is what I'm supposed to do, so
yeah.
I'll
Hmm.
do it.
Yeah, it's the same like with us, right? Because growing up in Portugal, it was, go to school, behave like a girl and
Hmm.
properly. And then once you leave uni, get married, have children, and like of course not. It's no longer like that. I hope, at least, not so
It's a little
not
bit. I
so
think that
rigid.
young generations
Yeah.
are a little bit different. I think that
Yeah,
they want different things.
yeah,
But it's still something that is very the script thing that you are supposed to do this at this age. You are supposed to be with
Mm-hmm.
these people at this time. You are supposed to get the the degree, the
yeah,
job, the husband. You are supposed to make it. Yes.
yes,
Oh,
yeah.
look at her.
Whatever that
She
means.
did it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
And sometimes,
In their eyes.
okay, did I?
yeah,
Did I? Not feeling so good.
And we are living for ourselves, right? We are not living life for other people. And
yeah,
Yeah.
that's the thing. And to ask questions, why am I doing this? And I think this is like really important, like you already said also.
yeah.
But it's,
Um,
I think that is also kind of cultural. I think it's cultural because here
yeah,
in Portugal we have the status things. It's a thing. It's a
yeah.
thing. And if you are running away from the script, maybe there's something wrong with you.
Yes, but I
Mm-hmm.
think it's cultural from a Western side of the world
Yeah,
point of
yeah.
view, because in the Eastern side of the world it's different. Although, I mean, it's probably now a bit contaminated. But, and of course they have their own things, but I think here we are a lot more materialistic than,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
we lost a little bit of our spirituality, in the sense that, religion, and took over in a very rigid way that
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
youngsters were repulsing against. I was part of that. And now I'm coming back, but in a completely different way, you know.
But
Yeah.
now it's on
Yeah.
us, right, to unlearn and to reprogram what they were
Exactly.
brainwashing us the whole time
Exactly.
and
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
thinking that this is
Yeah.
the only right thing, this is how it's supposed to be. But
Yeah.
no,
No.
even our elders, and they were living a whole different kind of society, or even the whole system they were living in. Life was different back then.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Yeah. And that's an important thing to think about as well. And part of the work that I do with the trauma-informed specific thing is, we when we look back generations, right? Because we all have up to 7 generations in our genes, right? And we have to bear this in mind. Is all of what our past generations went through, it's in us still, right? So we kind of like need to look at it with kindness as well. It's not about blaming anyone, because our parents, or our grandparents were educated in a way, and then they passed on, and it's not their
Mhm.
fault. They did the best that they could with what they had. It's now our job to make the shift, to
Yeah,
change, right? But it's
yeah.
not about blaming anyone.
Awareness more, right?
Yeah,
First,
100%.
listen.
And I wanted to say something before about the authenticity, and before I forget, let me just go back to that, because I love that word, authenticity, but I think that sometimes can be used very loosely, in the sense that people will use it to say, oh, I'm going to be myself, and it's just me, and I'm going to do it for me, and that's it. And that's not what authenticity is about, right? It's about, yes, being yourself, but you also need to be kind and be compassionate and be aware that you live in a community, and
Mm-hmm.
you have to also respect other people's boundaries. It's not just your boundaries. And and I think we have to be very careful about how do we speak.
Yeah,
Yeah.
true. I think when we're coming from this spirituality side of things, thinking about authenticity, what they were saying also in the ancients were like also talking about the highest form of knowing who you are is knowing
Yeah.
that you are everything, that you are the universe, you are God, and you are just a part of the
Yeah.
whole, you know,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
and when we think about the highest frequency being authenticity, it makes sense because that's when you understand that you are everything and that you should also treat other people like you wanted to be treated.
Exactly.
And I think, and it comes in full circle when you have that kind of understanding about authenticity. But
A hundred
unfortunately, a lot
percent.
of people feel that it's um a blasphemy, or
Mm.
that it's I don't know, they're not connected yet. So some people.
I think people don't understand it to that level. I think that is the problem, Jesse. I think,
Mm.
they think they understand what authenticity is, but then when you speak, when you define authenticity so well, like you just did, people are like, no, 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 that's no,
Different perspectives.
But that is what authenticity is. So,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah. Uh, Let me go back a little bit also, because when you guys talked about religion, and I think that we can mix with what we are talking about right now, it's what you said, Jesse. I think it's so, so important for me. It was like a big shift because growing up, I was born in a very religious family and Catholic environment. And I'm grateful for that because I learned a lot. And I think that part of myself, part of who I am today, I think that it's also thanks to it. But I remember sometimes going to church and some of the things, the way that the priests were saying the things, it it was like, okay, God, if you don't do this, you won't go to heaven, and God, you have to be you have to be someone that is below. You don't have direct
Mm.
connection. You need intermediaries. And that thing that you said, that we are all everything, we are all connected, and that God is within us, is not something separate from us. I think
Yeah.
that that was a big shift. And even for me, sometimes I had some troubles. Okay, but I'm God, God is me. Because I had that separation thing that they do.
The
They do
illusion
that. I
of
think that
separation.
the system,
Mm.
especially religion,
Mm.
because it's something that is it's good for them. It's kind of a control. Okay.
Yeah.
But I remember sitting in church and sometimes I don't think God is love. Come on. I don't think that God is someone bad that says, okay, you've been a bad girl, you're going to hell. That thing
Mhm.
didn't, for me, it didn't resonate. It didn't resonate.
Yeah.
And then when I start to having more awareness, and when I start to understand what you have just said, we are everything, and we are connected to the source, we are connected to God. God is within us, we are within God, and we are all one. We're not separate. When you do things, when you act and you act on love, you won't do anything bad to yourself. So you won't do it to the people that
Exactly.
beside you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So, and I think that this is love, this is God. So
Right?
if if we all could think about it, I think that though I think, yeah, I know it's a cliche, but it's true. I think that the world would be a better place,
Yeah.
definitely.
We need to, and I think it's part of my soul mission to wake up the people, or wake up people that are, on this path, and amplify the whole thing. I think I'm on that. It's a greater mission, or more on a bigger scale, but I think that's part of it, definitely.
I think it's wonderful that you are doing it. I think that if you can touch one person, that
Yeah.
person can touch another one, pass the message to another one.
Yeah.
We can create here a vast
Yeah.
community, and
Yeah.
things can change. Sometimes you think, oh, I'm just one people, one person. What I'm not going to do the difference, but you can.
You are, yeah.
You are already doing the difference.
Yeah, you too. I think we all are much more powerful than we think we are.
That's
And
what motivates us as well to do the
uh-huh.
podcast, right? Because even if just one person starts questioning, it's good. And when we think what we are up against, which is all of the media sharing fear and horror
Mm.
That's
stories,
another
right?
thing.
You can feel like, oh, there's no point, right? Because millions and millions of people are looking at the TV and just being brainwashed all the time, and they're going to listen to my podcast. Maybe not. But it's just one person. That's what we focus. Just one person is good enough, and then if we all do that,
Yeah,
then maybe we can have an impact.
that's it.
We have to still have hope, because otherwise what do
True.
we have, right?
That's a beautiful mindset, I think, about this. Yeah. And to also to remove the whole imposter syndrome, right? Who am I to do this? Who am I to da da da
True.
da? I think that's a beautiful way of thinking about
You
it.
are so powerful if we really embrace that
Hmm.
we are divine, that we are powerful, that we have the capacity to change our lives and to change other people's lives. Uh, Claudia is now doing a shift in her life that with more purpose because she allowed herself to do that. Because normally, okay, I have my career, I'm in the corporate, I'm going to stay still, but she's doing something that really is more aligned with what she feels it's good for her and that can help others. So
Yeah.
I think that also that part of the questioning, why am I doing these things, why what's the point. I think that the notion of the concept of being aligned with yourself and with authenticity, it can also kind of give permission to others to do the same thing. You
Yeah.
can
Hmm.
change. It's not just because I'm here in the same company, in the same place, with the same environment for 20, 30 years that I cannot change. We can always change because we have that power. We can change our lives.
It's not
Yeah.
easy because I'm not
Oh,
going to sit here and say, "Oh yes, it's been wonderful. I've made a change and now it's all good." And no, Anita knows because we still have our therapy chat. And some days I'm like, "Oh, I'm going to give up. I'm going to find a job." And other
Hmm.
days I'm like, "Oh yes, this happened and now, I'm going to change the world." Yes, there's ups and downs, but it's about, I have fears. I have, there's like such a big emotional roller coaster with this, with changing the way,
Yeah.
and embracing really what I want to do and my purpose, let's say, right? Uh, it's really a roller coaster and I don't know where it's going to take me, but I'm having fun. I'm enjoying it.
It's a
And
journey, right? Not only the destination.
yeah, so it's just, but the feelings that I'm really getting in tune with my feelings. And if I'm feeling good doing this, it means something, so I'm just
Hmm.
continuing to chase it. But I
That
do
part.
have to keep getting realigned, because a lot of the time there's a force pulling me the other way, which is 40 something years of being told, no, don't go there.
the comfort zone.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah. And the
It's a
brainwashing.
program also. Yeah,
Mhm.
Yeah, it's a work in progress, right? It's a
Work
work
in
in
progress. Oh
progress.
my gosh,
definitely.
100%.
Definitely.
Yeah.
But I think that one of the things that you have mentioned, Claudia, the fact that we are having our ups and downs, and I think that that's life. I think that that idea that some people pass, that okay, I've just awakened and everything is beautiful, it's pink, I'm enlightened. I'm never going to feel sad or like I don't know, desperate. That's not true because we
No.
know that this journey is not something that is like, "Whew," it's something that is just like, okay, today I'm good, today not so good, but I know that things are going to get better on the next day. And I didn't have that awareness before, because before for me, if something happened to me in Monday, I knew that my week was ruined. Okay,
Mm, okay.
I don't do anything well. I'm just a
Yeah.
mess, and I would keep that self-talk. And I think that this journey, that when we start this journey, and again, questioning things, understanding things better, understanding yourself better, also having that awareness. I know that today, okay, today I'm not okay, but it's okay to not be
Yeah.
okay.
Hmm.
Sometimes
Yeah.
you have to sit with it, you have to feel the pain, you have to analyze it, you have to understand why you are feeling that way so you can heal. And you know that maybe tomorrow or 2 days after you'll be okay. So this journey is not like all roses.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
really a journey
Totally.
within you and with others, of course, because we live in society. But it's important. I think that this message is very important because when I started to do this work, I didn't knew it was going to be so challenging. And
Mm.
sometimes when we ask those questions, some questions I knew that if I really asked them, I knew in my core that some answers I wouldn't like.
Yeah.
And I would feel ashamed of it, or I would feel sad because of it. And I wouldn't, I didn't want to go there.
Yeah, you
Mhm.
don't want to feel the guilt, the sadness, the shame.
Exactly.
You don't want to, right? And that's why you keep going to avoid
Mhm.
the
Mhm.
dealing with these things. But when you do go through the process, which it is hard, right? But at the end of it, you come out like it's like it's priceless, right? It's worth it. Uh,
The
but how do
transformation.
we convince people to go through it? It's
That's the
like,
thing, yeah.
yeah,
What is it that you really want, right? Do you really
yeah,
want to stay in that position that you are in now, being in
mhm,
fear and da 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 and whatever and the shame, or do you want
yeah.
to be that higher version or better version of yourself who can this? Yeah, it's yeah,
But
it's the thing.
we know very well that no one saves no one. We can give the example,
True.
we can share our experience, but if the person right beside uh, right beside you, if you are talking and they don't understand, or they think that you are crazy, or they think that, hey, this is nonsense, what can you do? Cannot do anything.
No.
It's because the person is not ready. Maybe she'll never be ready, and it's okay. It's not our job to
No.
evangelize or something. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I think that the best thing is to share, and for people, maybe you put there a little existimento. How do you say
Seed, a seed of
Ah,
that?
yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's it. That's it. And huh, I remember that she told me some months ago something about it. Let me search a little bit more. Let me go and speak with someone, or let me investigate a little bit about this. And I think that's the thing. I think sharing our experience, but not forcing people.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you need to hear
yeah,
this, because sometimes you feel so good that you are discovering new things and you want to share with people, and people just look at you and don't, no, no,
That's not
you're
the vibe
crazy.
they're on.
No,
yeah,
no, no, exactly. But then I think that one thing that starts happening, and it happened with Claudia and for sure with you, Jesse, is that we start to find our tribe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Suddenly, some people start coming into your life, and even people that you knew for years, you start talking about something with them. Oh, you think like that also? And then you're
yeah,
like,
Yeah.
who knew that
Authenticity,
we
right?
thought like that? Yeah, because we never spoke. Okay, it's
Uh-huh.
so funny that some
yeah,
people just come to your life with the same level of awareness, or in the same frequency or vibration, like we do, like we are doing now.
yeah,
And
Mm-hmm.
it's so good when you finally meet people that speak the language that you speak, and
Right.
that you are crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What if you could send out an automatic DM to all of your new followers on Instagram? And this is a massive, massive change that now officially Instagram incorporated as a partnership with ManyChat. So say goodbye to texting manually, DMing all of your followers, and say hello to a DM that is sent out automatically to every single new follower. So this is what it will look like. It will send out a message for them where they have to interact. Just, thank you for the follow. So we're gonna put the focus on him following you and thanking him, and then quickly make an overview to remind him what it is that you do, a sense of what he can get from you as well, what is in it for him to connect with you. And of course, the link is in the description. And I wanted to touch back on that subject, spiritual awakening.
mhm,
Like you, Anita, also said it's you don't think it's like this waking up kind of thing, and also like Claudia said, it's like more like a gradual thing.
mm,
I totally agree with that because also my journey, I wouldn't say it awakening. I would just more say like a remembrance or like
mhm,
Yeah.
how would we even call it? Because for me, it was not like a typical drastic moment. It was more like realizing there's more and being my natural curiosity, asking for things, and wanted to understand why things are happening, why people are doing this, and
yeah,
why is this place here that we call reality or whatever, asking these questions, and then everything comes like there's the seeds that we've been given, and we realize that there's more to everything. And for me, that was my kind of spiritual awakening. And I dived deep into to multiple areas and ancient history and
Mhm.
Illuminati and this and that, and everything came by itself, I guess. People were giving me books all of a sudden, and um where I was finding a book in the show that I used to in a store that I used to work, and that was my ex-girlfriend's. How do you say? She was looking for that book like for years, and she didn't find it. And all of a sudden, it was just here in my store, and I was like, "Oh, this
Yeah.
could be something that she would like." And I gave it to her. And moments like this, it's
Yeah.
like, where is this coming from? Why is this happening? And manifestation and everything.
Mm.
I don't know. It's been a long journey, of course. Yeah, it's not
Yeah.
like oh yeah, waking up, that's it. How was it for you? How was this journey ignited for you?
I mean, for me, it was I don't even know where to start, but it's basically like starting asking the questions. And I was a very curious person since I was young, but I was shut down
Hmm.
because I needed to fit that box of right. So that was like a dormant for a while. And then for some reason, I started meditating because I was a very anxious, very nervous person. And by nature of meditation, you start asking, like, who am I? What
Hmm.
is this, right? You start asking those very big questions, which I was not ready for. But then I started reading as well. And as you say, when you start dealing with these vibrations and these frequencies, more of it comes to you. And even same with negative and positive, right? If you focus on the negative, more negative will come. If you focus on the positive, more positive will come. So more of this content was coming to me either through
Hmm.
podcasts, through books, our conversations,
Life's
and
algorithm, right?
yeah. And then you start, the more you ask the questions, the more the universe or your brain, right, functions to give you the answers. And you start rethinking things. And yeah, I did a lot of work. For me, it was meditation mostly. And then having done my coaching training, because it's trauma informed, it took me a lot to my childhood to kind of like
Hmm.
look into, even my ancestors and why am I like this, right? And it's all looking back and all of the events that happened in my life. And that's kind of like really rephrased a lot of the dogmas that I have in my mind.
Hmm.
A lot of the things that Anita was saying, like, why do I do this? Well, actually, it wasn't because I believed, it was because my grandmother did this, and then my mom, you know what I mean? Like, it was not my thing. It was something that I inherited. So I had
Hmm.
to,
Epigenetics.
yeah. So I've done a lot of reframing of those beliefs in my mind. Um, and through that I kind of like, because you do go in through phases, right? You first you have the awareness, then you kind of like, okay, so I want to change this, then you create a habit to kind of like start changing that, and finally you embody that. And I think I'm in that phase that I am embodying a lot of these new reframings that I've done with a lot of things that I believed about myself and the world, actually. And the results are coming to me because of all of this that's happening new in my life, that I feel that is so aligned with who I really am. So that's kind of like what happened for me.
Hmm.
But
Yeah.
not like this was like maybe, I don't know, the last 6, 7 years. It didn't happen overnight.
Oh, yeah, that's the
Yeah.
thing.
And
It's a
the
process.
other thing I would say as well is that a lot of the time, until I get to here where I'm so sure that this is the way, I had a lot of doubts. I had a lot of doubts of, oh, maybe I shouldn't keep doing this, or maybe, oh, now I won't have any friends anymore because I'm going to be alone. And like, I had a lot of doubts, a lot of doubts. So you need to go through. And I'm very blessed to have Anita and Marisa in my life because I could share all of these crazy thoughts in our WhatsApp group that I maybe wouldn't repeat anywhere else. And they are the only ones that truly understand me because, they're in the journey with me. So yeah, that's very important for you to have like that support system as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So good. And Anita, for you?
But for me, picking up with some words that Claudia said, when I was very young, and I have uh, very clear memories of me with 3 years old, 4 years old. Uh, I already shared this with Claudia that my first memories with my sister Velinha, that for me she's kind of an angel that is living also this life with me. But I remember one day when I don't know, maybe I don't know if it was like I was gaining the conscience that I was here on Earth, if you, and I looked around me and I thought to myself, what the hell is this? What am I doing here? What is this? Okay, but people, what is this place? I remember having this conversation. Who am I? I started very early trying to figure out what was this thing, this reality, this. But then growing up, once again, you go to school, you start with the programs because at home I was in a very protective environment, especially with my brothers, because I have an older brother, 2 years older than me, and my sister Velinha that is 1 year youngest. So we were kind of like a little tribe, and we did a lot together in our childhood. It was wonderful. But then I went to school, and I hated it.
Me
For
too.
me, it was an awful place to be for several reasons because people, the people that should protect us, and Claudia already heard this story a lot. You felt like people were kind of cataloging you because you were in a worse social condition than others, because the color of your skin, because of the place where you live. And for me, that was a shock. That was something that uh, I rapidly understood that, okay, I need to be a good girl. Let me do my thing. I won't say much. I'll be a good student. I'll bring the good grades to my home because my parents, they were immigrants, and they were focused on building safety place for us, and the best that they could do is to give us a good education. And for them, we were delivered in a place that should protect us also, that it was cool. But the brainwash started there. And I felt awfully. I already shared this with Claudia. I remember things that were, I think it was criminal for a child to assist how two two persons could be separated just because you are black and you are. I hope that this doesn't happen nowadays in school. I hope not, at least so explicit. But
Yeah.
for me, it was a shock. So I hated everything. When I went I think it's elementary school, I hated it also. It was just when I went to the seventh grade that I found people that, okay, there are normal people besides my parents and my brothers and my cousins. There are normal people in here. And I found two of them. One of my best friends, Marie João, she's the editor of our podcast. So still today, I have friendships for more than 30 years, so it's good. And Anita, that she's also a very good friend of mine, one of my best friends also. So that's one thing for me. Okay, maybe this is not so strange. And then I grew up. I went to university, but I always felt I was always with that feeling that I have with my 3 years old. What is this place? But I never dig it. Okay, this is okay. What am I doing here? But I didn't go. I didn't go. I didn't go deep on it. But then I had some situations in my life that I understood that my mind could actually change things. I had 2 or 3 situations that I was, come on, how could this happen? I write this down and this is happening. And I was, hmm. But then once again, I didn't give much attention, and life still goes on. And I didn't got married in paper, but I moved in with my husband. I had my children, and the thing I was just doing things, going to the job, going to the house, doing things, and it was always a little bit under the surface. It was, I think that it was 5 or 4 years ago that I really, no, come on. I started to hearing some podcasts, and I started, okay, this makes sense. Let me search a little bit more. And I started doing meditation also. I started doing a routine that could really center me with myself, because we have a lot
Mhm.
of distractions. Besides of our responsibilities, we have a lot of distractions. So I made some changes in my life, start to wake up early, do meditation, do exercise, and now yoga. Also making time for myself. Uh, Even some habits like food. I started fasting also. Uh, I started paying attention uh, what people I had in my life, who, where, how was my environment. Some people normally, spontaneously went away, and it's okay. I'm okay with that, and I think that they are okay with that also. And new people start coming into my life. Then I started having this conversation also with Claudia and Marisa. Started reading more, started searching more, and uh, I think that in the past 2 years, I've really started to understand that we are really, really, but really powerful.
Yeah.
And that, because sometimes that when you think about something and then something similar happens, or you have a kind of a synchronicity, people that you didn't talk a lot for in the years, you think about them, they call you, little things that you do, that you read, and then the other day you were invited for an event related with that book that people give you, and it's related to
Hmm.
something that you are searching. So a lot of things that happen around you, and okay, uh, this is me. This is me. This is the investment. This is the end where I put my attention on. So
Hmm.
the thing is that you can do this for the good things and the bad things.
That's the thing, right?
Yeah.
That's
So
the
I
thing.
start with, and I think that the best practice that I have nowadays is to ask myself, how am I feeling? What am I thinking?
Yeah.
And
Good
then, okay,
questions.
I'm having these thoughts. Why am I? No, I won't have this thought. This is nonsense. Let's shift to another thought, a positive one, something
Hmm.
that is more aligned with me, and not this stuff. This stuff is not good for me. It's not good for my health. It's not none of my business. And okay, how am I feeling today? Okay, I'm feeling like, okay, anxious. Maybe I need to do some breath work. Maybe I need to go in some fresh air. I need 5 minutes, a pause. I need to
Hmm.
go and grab a tea. Okay, so this is a kind of awareness that I didn't have for decades.
Yeah.
I
Because
was
it
on
wasn't taught to
autopilot.
us. Uh-huh. We need to, yeah, figure it out by ourselves. That's unfortunately the thing in this system that we are living in. It's they don't want us to
They don't
thrive.
want.
It's not their objective.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had a thought about what you were saying there because when first we need to when you were saying that we were not doing well and thinking about what can we do about this, I think it's really important for us to ask these big questions, like also like Claudia said, the why questions and why am I feeling like this right now, and then also what can I do to feel better, like also like you said,
Yeah.
breath work or drink a tea or whatever. I think
Mhm.
it's really important that we have this kind of awareness and be more conscious about our feelings and what it is that we want, what that we really want, not just go um, like drive around in our life without a destination. And I
Yeah,
think, yeah,
exactly.
be with intention. I think it's really important. Yeah, yeah.
And be consistent, you know. I think
Yeah.
that consistency is another thing that we discussed a lot,
Mm.
because sometimes I don't feel keen to do a meditation or to do some exercise, but then let me just try.
Hmm.
Instead of 10 minutes, I'll do just two, and then I start, and then oh, okay, it's feeling good. I'm going to continue. Or the other day, I'm not really keen to do exercise, but I know it's good for me. I won't do 30 minutes. I'll do just 15 minutes. It's those little things that even go and just be with the sunlight in your face. That is something that you can be days without doing that if you go in autopilot.
Hmm.
Especially now that a lot of us work a lot of days at home, remote work
Hmm.
and everything. Simple thing like going to the window and just being 10 minutes, 5 minutes, so
Right.
to say, just receiving that energy is something
Yeah,
so powerful, and then can
totally.
bring so much energy and joy. We are not, this is not rocket science. It's simple things that you can do
Mm.
consistently that makes you feel more grounded, more with more awareness, feeling good
Hmm.
about yourself, even if it's not the whole day or all days, but the consistency help you having a good
Yeah.
average of you feeling good.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
We
yeah.
had a
That.
lot of conversations about consistency because even for us, like for example, meditation, having and these little tricks that work for me and might not work for you. Each one of us has their own things. It could be a walk, could be a cup of tea, could be whatever.
Right.
But if you don't do it, for example, the meditation, right? We had a conversation about this. Is what meditations are you listening to? What kind of meditations are you doing as well? Because, and this is, of course, another level, like for people that have done a lot of meditation. But me and Anita, we were talking about how in certain days, if I listen to like a gratitude meditation or, something else, for example, we listen a lot to Joe Dispenza's meditations. And we know that
Well,
every time that we listen to one of his meditations, we feel very good. And we were like, so why aren't we listening to him every day? You know what I mean? It's like it's not rocket science. If it makes you
Uh-huh.
feel good, do more of it. And
Right.
exactly.
even us, we have to continuously doing this. It's always a continuous journey that you have to do. So yeah, we're doing more of Joe Dispenza now.
Yeah, Joe Dispenza is really like he's doing magic.
Yeah,
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 he's doing
We
magic. It's
we are manifesting. We are going to a retreat of Dr. Joe Dispenza one day.
yeah.
all
We
right.
know it. We know it. We know
It's
it.
It's
yes,
gonna happen.
that's
We don't know when,
Joe
but
is
it's gonna
amazing.
happen.
I love
uh-huh.
him. He's amazing. Really amazing.
That's the vibe.
And
That's the
the
frequency.
message that he passes is so powerful. It's something that with our minds we can do things, so many things, and it's a shame that it's something that it's not like they don't teach you at school, they don't teach you at home, and it's
Yeah,
something that the quality of your thoughts. It's this is one of the things that I'm always saying to my oldest, because Dia is still little. She's younger, and
Hmm.
I try to empathize her with other words, but I know that the seed is being planted. But with Philip, because Philip is 15, so a big part of the awareness that I have today, I didn't have when he was younger, and I regret that a little bit, but it's okay. I was doing my best also,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
I'm always saying to him, if I leave this world, the only thing that I want you to remember is that your mother always told you, what are you thinking? Be careful with what are you thinking.
hmm yeah,
Because
Powerful.
he's someone that is very retrospective, and he thinks a lot. And sometimes I try to okay, what are you thinking? And he's very shy, and we have some conversations, but he's very introspective. And I'm always concerned. Okay, but what kind of thoughts are you having? What are you feeding yourself with? Which information are you consuming?
Yeah.
Where are you putting your attention and intention also? I'm
Is he
always
journaling?
no,
Is he journ? No? Okay.
no, no, no. It's far away from Germany.
Teenagers.
Could be
Yeah.
a
Yeah,
way
yeah,
like
yeah,
that
yeah,
he's just
yeah,
doing it for himself, writing his
Yeah.
thoughts down.
yeah.
Maybe
It was yes. I wish it was, but I think that because he's,
it's
he's also very sensitive, and I think some conversations that I'm already having with him, sometimes he look at me like, "Mom, you're crazy," but then he starts digging a little bit more and start
ah.
having these conversations, and I see that he knows that there's a lot that it's not just what you see that exists. I know that he has this already this awareness, even though he
Mhm.
doesn't admit it. But I know that.
Okay, okay, that's really interesting because I also made a decision that I will raise a family um spiritual or conscious. I don't want to
Mhm.
push anything, but
Mhm.
they observe how we act and
Exactly.
have a natural curiosity about these things and also what we are saying to each other is very important. Yeah,
That is
good point.
a very like that's the best way to do it because children learn by watching what their parents are
Mm-hmm,
doing.
right,
So and it's saying and the way they say it and all of that. So if you do just that, you're doing a lot already.
Yeah.
Yeah,
right,
but
right, right.
another thing that I also wanted to say, related to this, the way we regulate ourselves and align, right? That is actually quite scientific because again, if we go back to nervous system and the neuroscience behind it, right? If we look into our vagus nerve and how we regulate our vagus nerve, it's precisely by calming down our nervous system, and the way we do that, it's going to be different for every person. But it could be a walk, it could be yoga, it could be breath work, and I say this because sometimes people think, oh, we're talking about universe and we are one and God and no, but there's science behind this. Like we're not being crazy. If you want to take all of the spirituality out of it and you focus just on regulating yourself and being able to be more calm and more focused, you can do that. And these are the tricks. These are the tricks. Is
Mm-hmm.
calming down your nervous system. Fine, if you don't want to learn
Exactly.
anything else, it's okay. But I think everyone would benefit from being, more focused, more calm,
Mm-hmm. Of
uh,
course.
More
more
connected to
aligned, right?
More
themselves,
aligned.
more
Yeah,
aligned.
yeah.
Yeah.
More in the
Definitely.
rational part of the brain instead of in survival mode all the time.
Uh-huh. And even now, science is backing up a lot of these claims that the
They
yogis
100%.
are
and this,
catching us. Yeah.
they're catching
Yeah.
up finally. Quantum physics is
Quantum
explaining a lot of
physics.
things already.
Yeah, we were listening to a podcast about that this morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally, yeah,
Which
yeah.
one?
DG mindset. Do
Easy
you listen
mindset.
to?
Digimindset. Okay, I don't know that one.
You
Ah,
you
You're
are
not.
Digimind.
looking at
Yes, 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 yes. I know him. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
you
He
Yeah.
has
looking
a
for
bald,
more
bald
more
head,
more
right?
Yes.
exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
This is
So
more
he
Uh-huh.
wa-
like
he was
yeah.
talking about quantum physics and how science, spirituality, and religion, not religion. Oh, now I
It was
forget.
it was
Was religion
religion.
how everything is connected?
Uh-huh.
Now
Connect. Okay,
everything is
okay.
connected.
And he
Yeah.
finishes up with quantum physics because of course it's kind of like getting science is catching up to say yes, if it's not there, it doesn't exist. It only exists because we made it. We look at it, when we see it,
Mm-hmm.
we realize it.
Mm-hmm,
um
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
so yeah, it was very interesting podcast. You should definitely listen to it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's yeah. Yeah. He also follows another guy who's really deep in this kind of thing. Oh, what's his name again? Nero Knowledge. He's from the UK. I think he's from London as well. And he's young. He's really young, but he has like his mind is so sharp, and he's an old soul, and
Okay.
he is coaching and training actors and athletes,
Okay.
and he's like their spiritual advisor, so to say,
Yeah.
and he's making a lot of money. And DJ Mindset is following him too, and they have a lot of similar messaging also.
Gotcha.
It's
What's his
pretty
Okay.
name? What's his name?
Neuro knowledge,
Neuro
like
knowledge.
NERO
Ah, knowledge. Okay.
knowledge.
I haven't heard of it.
He's more focused. He's targeting more black people in his messaging as
Yeah.
well.
Mhm.
And yeah, he's also doing like lectures and talking in front of the board and
Yeah.
these things. Yeah,
I'll
really.
definitely have a look because we are always trying to find new
Yeah.
but yeah, DG Mindset is one of our biggest inspirations for sure.
Mhm.
Nice, nice,
Yeah.
nice, nice.
Yeah.
I think that's
I will send you the
Yeah,
link
please do, please do.
yes.
after.
I think this is
DJ.
very much linked with something that me and Claudia were talking before we go live. That is the fact that for us and for I don't know, it's another program. The fact that if people don't see things, they don't believe in them. And that is something that I started to question, but why do we think like this? Why?
Mhm.
Because for me now it's obvious that there is a lot more than just
Yep.
what we see. But it's not something that people understands, because when you start talking about energy and frequency and vibration and everything, with some people that look at you like you are crazy. And I think that this part of the quantum physics can really start tapping people's mind, and the more skeptical ones can, because they need to be convinced by science. So
Mhm.
I think it's path, a very good path that we are entering now, and fast. I think that we are going very fast on this now. I think that the
Yeah.
world is turning fast. I don't know. Things are
Yeah.
happening very
Yeah,
fast.
yeah.
And it's a
It's a
good thing.
total paradigm shift and a lot of things are happening at once. I
Yeah.
think it's with AI as well. I think it's a little bit too fast how the things are going, but I think this is also forcing us to be more conscious and ask the big questions, right?
100%.
That we're gonna ask ourselves now, the big questions. Maybe it's not so bad after all that
No,
these
I
things
I
are
don't think
happening.
so. I
I
think that we'll need to adapt. I think that we can take advantage of what is happening right now, especially what you're saying. Uh, Having some time to do the real big important questions. And I think that AI, my perspective, we need to adapt because there's no turning back.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that they can give us time, if well used, to. I don't agree with people that say, "Oh, this is going to kill creativity." I think that it would give us more time to be more aware,
More
exactly.
to
creative, right?
make time to be more creative, to be more centered, more connected, and be more creative. That's my
Mm-hmm.
perspective, but maybe I'm a dreamer.
But this is like everything else, right? If we focus on the negative, we'll see the negative. If we focus on the positive, we'll see the positive. It's
Yeah,
exact. But one thing is for sure, like humans have survived everything so far. I don't think AI is going to be the thing that kills us. So I
I
think
don't,
we
s- I,
will
th-
survive
yeah,
it. It's
yeah, I
just
think so too.
your approach. How you're going to take the cup half full or the cup half empty.
Right?
Yeah,
Yeah. The optimist versus
definitely.
the pessimist.
Yeah.
And I also think that if AI develops this autonomous like self awareness, I think it sh if it's that much intelligent, more intelligent than we are now,
Mm.
if it comes to that, I think it would realize that it's not efficient to kill us, you know? It's why?
That's 100%. If it's going to be more
Yeah,
intelligent than us, then it's going to see all of what's, that
yeah.
love is the answer. Love is the answer,
Right,
basically.
right, right.
Right.
I think, and I heard this from, I think it was Gomadat. He's like a really big guy in this topic. He's saying that it might happen that we are coming to a time that will be rough and a lot of rough,
Mhm.
tough years
Hmm.
or a couple of tough years ahead. But then eventually solutions are coming because of that.
Yeah,
Because we needed to adapt fast. It's going to be tough first, but then the
the
days and the
benefit for
time
me.
will be
Yeah,
much better than what we are
yeah,
living now.
Yeah.
We are living in now.
Yeah.
I believe that could be a
me
good,
too.
I believe too. And I do really think that it will allow us time to be creative, that will allow us time to chase the things that will give us joy, because we are
yeah,
not going to be so attached to the little things that we have to do, because we can get AI to do some of
right,
And to be
the
right.
with
heavy
people
lifting.
that we love more, to be in nature more, so
100%.
important.
Yeah.
To be in nature more, to do
Right, right,
things
right.
that bring us to life again. Yeah,
Yeah.
This is exactly what I'm also aiming for and also experiencing with my own work, what I'm doing. I'm trying to be as productive as I can be. And how can I do that? Of course, AI is helping me a lot with that. And
Yeah.
I
hmm,
also want to, in the next coming months, I also want to teach this side or teach the what we can do, like take it AI for our advantage, but still
Yeah.
going after our passions and even make it
exactly.
like to we collaborate with AI so we can more amplify our passions and what we do in our message. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's what's gonna come up now.
Me too. I agree.
Yeah, yeah, really dope conversation so far. I
I
had
know.
so many questions, but I think the most we
Sorry,
already.
we took over, didn't we?
Yeah,
Yeah.
sorry.
I think we went there anyway. Let me just quickly, I
Yeah,
had
check
some
if
moments
there's
when I,
And
anything
don't
else.
forget that you'll be with us in some weeks. So
Yeah,
be
we
prepared
have
we
for
be prepared.
we're gonna do this again, yes. Yeah, we covered a lot about the things that I wanted to ask. Also because we are touching on entrepreneurship and that side of things as well on this topic on this podcast.
Mm,
And because Claudia was making this shift more into doing her own thing and having her
yeah.
own business. And what can you tell us more? What can you tell the audience? Maybe you have advice for how to transition and how to, yeah, maybe you can tell them what you've learned and
Yeah.
what you think they can benefit of.
I mean, if I can give any advice, is don't do what I did. which is
review.
I didn't quit my job because my contract was coming to an end, and I took it as an opportunity, right? But if maybe I wouldn't say if it was today I would be doing it differently, but if it was a different situation, I think the perfect situation is you start doing something while you're still employed, and maybe
Yeah.
you can
Mhm.
reduce your hours and you start doing more of that other thing that is giving you a little bit more oomph or whatever. But for me, it was like, I finished my contract, and I was finishing my coaching certification. I started straight away doing insights freelance jobs. So that kind of like feed me financially, because, and also, like, again, I do love my job. I do love insights still, and research. So that part, I think I will never let go as well. So you need to really go inside and think about what do you want to do and why are you doing it, right? And then I I mean, it's because it's again, it's so new to me as well. It's only 9 months. So everyone's different, right? But be prepared to learn a lot, learn very quickly.
Adapt.
uh, learn a lot, learn very quickly. So it has to be someone that really likes the the part of, not knowing but finding out and facing your fears. Like, I always was a person that, even though I am shit scared about many things, I go and I do it. I moved to London. I didn't know if it was going to work, and and here I am still 14 years after. So
Oh,
I am
wow.
a person that, jumps into these things, although I'm shit scared. So you have to have that element, because it's not gonna go to plan. What you think's gonna happen, it's not gonna happen. your first products that you think are amazing and people are gonna, jump at it and love it and it's gonna sold out. No one's gonna care about it. So, it's just there's a lot of emotions, a lot of like getting excited about something and
Right.
then completely frustrated because no one's even listening to you, or then for me as well was navigating social media, right? Because I had my social media accounts, but it was just me, my personal accounts. Having a business account is different, is demanding. You need to think about content all the time, but I also didn't want to have to just make content for the sake of making content. So you try different things, so you need to kind of like also have that ability to put yourself out there. Like, I did some reels where I was talking and I was really uncomfortable. I hated them. And actually, thank God they didn't perform very well, so I don't need to do them again. Maybe if I was consistent with them and I continued, maybe they would do better. But it's just something as well that is not bringing me joy, so I took the option to not do them, at least for now. So yeah, again, it's a combination of being brave and, to go and try and surpass your fears, but always being grounded to what's bringing me joy. Does this still make sense? Am I still doing this from a place of, and then finally, I think a big one for me was the uncertainty from a financial point of view, right? Because it's such a big shift coming from, a family where money was always a conversation. It was always, I wouldn't say a worry, but it was always like there, like present. You need to make money. You need to pay the bills. You need to, right? There was always this fear, financial fear. And not having that income coming in consistently at that same end of the month for me was a big shift. And I had to go through phases of, okay, it's a phase, it's a process. I'm gonna get there. I have a post-it on my mirror saying rest in the uncertainty, because it's so hard. One thing is if you are unemployed for a couple of months and fine, but this long is like, and juggling and not having the consistent income, it's very, it was a completely new thing for me personally. So I had to kind of like really rephrase that, and what success meant to me. That was another thing, right? Because success was the paycheck at the end of the month, and now that was not happening. So what is success to me, right? So I had to completely redefine success to me, and that was amazing, because now for me, achieving little things, and I do check-ins with myself every month to kind of like look back and see, okay, what have I done? What have I achieved? And little things like having meetings booked, or having, sessions, or whatever it is, it's already a plus. It's already
Right.
an achievement. So it's about, doing that work, but being consistent and always checking in with yourself. Yeah, I don't know. I know that I went everywhere. I'm sure.
No, but
I'm sure.
powerful what you said, because yeah, asking, be retrospective about this and asking yourself what is even success. That's yeah, beautiful what you said.
Yeah.
Even
Just one
getting
more
things
thought,
done. Yeah,
I
sure.
would say as well, because when you're an entrepreneur, it's very easy to go chase and work long hours and you don't breathe, because again, like the money is not coming, you're very anxious, you want it to work, you run. So, and I took a conscious decision not to do that from the beginning, because that's not what I wanted to do, because that's why I left.
You're feeling one of the
That
benefits of the
craziness.
music.
Yeah. So what I wanted, and I did that at the beginning, I was missing my yoga classes, and then I was getting very stressed, and I was like, no, this has to stop right here, right now, at the beginning, because otherwise that's not what I want. That's not what I want. And yes, it might take more time to build. It's fine. I'm okay with it.
It might even changes the thing. Also, what they said, that there's something like the 80-20% rule.
Yeah.
When right, when you focus on the 20% that actually make the change,
Yeah.
rather than to focus on the other 80% that's not gonna
Yeah.
move the needle. I also needed to really be more aware of these aspects because I am the type of guy that really becomes a workaholic, and I
Yeah,
just
we can see that.
um, we can see that.
Yeah, we can see that. It's the conversations that we already had with you. Yeah, two jobs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. Doing this, doing that, doing this,
Yeah.
and I also need to just sometimes really no, Jesse, just
Yeah.
stop, just
Mm.
move back a little. You know, you did the thing, and you can always do things, but you're not supposed to always do things. That's not.
Yeah.
We are, yeah,
And
like you said,
if I can add, I'm not an entrepreneur yet.
Yes.
But
I love that.
work in progress.
but but I from the experience that I have, because she shares a lot with us, I think it's important for me, from my perspective, three things, and Claudia already touched it. Consistency, very important, because Claudia, she
Mhm.
was very naive explaining the things. She has a very very detailed planning of what she's going to do in that day, and she accomplishes it. She doesn't postpone. Okay, today the objective
Yeah,
is this one, so she has a long
the
planning.
discipline, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, I am
discipline.
very
Yeah,
organized.
Yeah,
she's
nice.
very organized. And today is content, but tomorrow I need to go to LinkedIn. The other day is social media. The other day is going to events, and she has a very good planning. So consistency, I think it's important. Another thing that I think is also important, it's your safety net, the people that you have around you, because sometimes
Yeah.
she took advice or some for us, or for some people, and because of maybe some advices that come for other people that wasn't coming from a good place, but it was coming from the experience of the person that is giving you the advice. And sometimes it was not the good advice for her, because we always said to her, you need to listen to yourself, okay, to
Yeah.
get advice, but you need to listen to yourself.
Yeah. Hmm.
The third thing that I think that I would add also is not to downsize, I don't know if you say it in English, your
Yeah.
value, the value of the service and the products that you are having. Because Claudia, in the beginning, she was, what do you think? I think that, do you think that maybe it's too much because I'm in the beginning? No, you know the value of the service that you are offering. You know that it to bring benefit to people, so you need to put the correct value. It's the monetary value, but it's the way that
Hmm.
we are exchanging things. You
Right.
don't need to downsize that, because
Yeah.
if
Hmm.
you are being disrespectful to your work if you do that. If you think
Hmm.
this is the value, you go, and you go with that energy that this is going to benefit people.
Right. And even also sometimes when the prices are doubled, I'm going um how can we say I'm in these conversations that when I heard them tell me, listen, when you double your price, it's not gonna be like there are less people buying. It's only that you attract other people buying now, you
Yeah.
know?
Mm.
It's
Exactly.
sometimes it's just everything is in our minds.
Mhm.
It's always the thing that it's holding us back is here.
A
It's
Yeah,
100%. And I think when we were having these conversations about the cost of, I think it was the cost of my one-to-one sessions, I was so, again, it was like that fear of the money that was driving me. And
mhm,
when now that I let go of that, I'm so much loose about the costs, right? I talk to people, I understand their budgets. I'm a lot more flexible because my intent is to help. Of course, I need to make a living, and I
mm,
want to be paid fairly, right? So, but I always try to adjust. But that's because I'm not so tied to that fear. And this is like all what fear does to you, right? Is uh,
yeah, it can freeze
limits
you.
you.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
limits
limit
you.
you. Yeah.
But I
mhm,
also, Anita, thanks for reminding me about the support system, because that has been super, super important. Not only my friends, because I do share a lot with them, and they gave me feedback. They were the first like guinea pigs in my sessions and etc. But also my family, especially my husband. He has been amazing, especially from that financial point of view. That he could say, oh yeah, but we need the consistent income or whatever, right? And no, he's taking all of the weight of paying the bills, right? Almost, and leaving me completely, free, let's say, to do my thing and not putting any pressure of any kind. And that has been such a good relief, because I was putting the pressure on myself, and he keeps, every time I bring it up, he keeps saying, no, we decided this. You know what I mean? He brings me back, which has been amazing. I honestly couldn't have had more support from that side, and that's super important when you're starting,
Yeah.
because it's not going, you're not going to even, there's some money coming in, but it's not going to be at the same levels that you were used to when you were a corporate. So
In the beginning, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, it's a journey, right? It's a journey, and
100%.
we
Yeah,
all
yeah,
have to
yeah.
go through it in
It's
some
funny
way and learn from it.
Claudia, it's funny because this journey that she's doing professionally, it's also helping her so much in a personal point of view.
Yeah,
And she already shared the part of the childhood. She had to go to her childhood and having
Mm-hmm.
some tough conversations regarding also her childhood. So it's nice to see that she's also evolving through this path, through this professional path.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it
Good.
was all about, because I was making the questions way before I decided to do this, right? My intention was always, okay, I need to do something that will give me a reason, like it's aligned with my purpose, right? And the podcast came first. Right. But then I start thinking, okay, but what about if I make a living of something like this? It always comes from the questions. The answers come from the questions. And it might not be this. It might not be the coaching business. It might be something else, because everything's a work in progress. So it
Right.
might end up in a year's time talking here to you, and I have something completely different. I don't know. But for me, what's important now is that I'm following my heart. That is the most
Yeah.
important thing.
Yeah. I think that's the way to go.
Yeah,
100.
yeah.
All right. Is there anything that you two wanted to share with the audience that we haven't discussed yet or haven't touched upon?
Wow.
Any topic or any
I think that we touched a lot, but I think that what Claudia just said right now, it resonates so much with me. Follow your heart, connect with your heart, connect with your intuition. It's so
Mhm.
important to connect with
Yeah.
your intuition, because sometimes people, oh, intuition, no, intuition, no, it's not intuition. You're crazy. No, connect with yourself, connect with your heart, with your intuition. Don't limit yourself. Don't limit yourself. We do that so much.
Yeah.
We have been doing that for decades. I really believe that everything is possible. So follow your passion, follow your heart. It's not going to be easy some days, okay, but as long as you are aligned with yourself, being authentic, not respectful to others, but respectful for yourself, being authentic, being aligned, what it feels like, okay, this is the good move for me. I feel good doing this. Just follow that. And you'll see the path when you look back and you connect the dots, and okay, I
Right.
understand why this happened, why this window closed, why did that door slam in my face. Okay, don't give
Mhm.
up and follow your heart.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. That's beautiful. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. I
Yeah.
would
That's
just,
it.
I
Follow
completely
the
agree
passion.
with that. I completely agree with that. I think the only thing I would add is that sometimes we say this to people, and they are such buried in so many problems, right? And guilt and blame. And they look at us and they say, yeah, but how do I do that? How do I focus on my, like, I can't do that. I have this, I have that, they can't see it. But what I would say to these people is just spend 5 minutes a day, just 5 minutes a day asking yourself questions. You're not gonna, it's not that the answer is gonna come straight away, but maybe you start being interested in reading a book or listening to a certain podcast, and then it starts opening up
Mhm.
slowly, but it will start happening. So yeah, people, I think, often think, oh no, that I can't go there because I have this, I have children, I have whatever. They invent all of the excuses in the world, right, not to do the work. And I mean, it's the excuse. It exists, right? It's real. Children are real. They only have 24 hours, but you choose what you can do with them. So I would say just 5 minutes and give yourself that, and you'll see that things will happen.
Have faith in yourself, trust the process, right?
Yeah.
The process. So important.
Yep. Thank you so much for coming on today.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Was
Jesse.
such
It was
We
so
can't.
good.
It
So
was very
good.
good. We can't wait to do the next one where we're gonna ask you everything.
I'm excited for it. I'm excited for it. I can't wait. Let's do
Yeah,
it.
it'll be
Let's
a
do
good
it. Everybody,
conversation for sure.
everybody, you should listen to the We podcast. They're doing a really great job with all the topics and sharing the whole vibe. And yeah, is there anything else you want to tell the people to check social media wise or so?
I mean, if they can, if you can tag Work in Progress Lab, which is my coaching page as well. But yeah, that's, if you go through We Podcasts and Work in Progress Lab, you'll find us there.
Yeah.
So
Perfect. Perfect. All right. Thank you so much for coming on
thank
and
Thank
you.
you.
see you in the next
Bye.
one.
See you. Bye.
Have a nice
Thank you.
one. Bye
Thanks.
bye. Ciao.
Ciao.
Enjoy.